Good morning, Rickey Smiley.
Man, I know you got a good word this morning. Heaven by BB and CC Winans. Go ahead, Pastor Haynes.
Oh, thank you for this, Rickey, because we hear so much about death in the news. The death toll continues to mount because of this coronavirus crisis, and of course that can depress you. That can mess with your spirit and break your heart, put holes in your heart. But this song simply lets us know we've got something to live for, that death does not have the last word. We serve a great God who is so good that death, watch this, does not end life, but death somehow is a part of life, and as a consequence, it does not stop life. But God is so good that beyond this life is an afterlife that gives this life something worth living for. I like that right there, because beyond this life is an afterlife, and in this life I'm living every day knowing that death will never ever have the last word on me. I have something worth living for, and that's the word I give to everyone who is listening right now. You have something worth living for, and because you have something worth living for, that means that you wake up every morning knowing that your life counts for something. Your life has a purpose that is much bigger than you. It ain't about you, it's bigger than you, and as a consequence, God uses your life to be a blessing to other lives. That's what you're living for. You're living for fulfilling your purpose. You're living for being a blessing. You're living for making sure that God gets glory out of your life so that God looks good through the life that you live. And when you do all of that, the good news is that death will never have the last word on you. The better news is that when death comes your way, God has a way of saying, death, you ain't going to have the last word. Death does not stop life, but death becomes a part of life on your way to the next life. So here's the good news. I'm living for a life that's beyond this life. And because I'm living for that, it gives this life meaning. It gives this life purpose. It gives this life power. It's what I'm living for. And yes, even willing to die for.
Man, I know that's right. That was a good word. And that was a good word yesterday, Pastor Haynes. I shared it on my Facebook page. You that was just off the chain. That was beautiful yesterday morning. We really appreciate that. Let everybody know how you can be followed.
Hey, please follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, FH Unscripted. I'm also on YouTube, got a YouTube channel. And you can follow us on Facebook, Frederick D. Haynes. Thank you, Rickey. You're going to finish that new members class.
Yes, sir. I love you, Pastor Haynes.
Love you, Rickey. Love you.
News headlines,
Entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 11 minutes after the hour. Got your front page right here. Good morning.
Good morning, Rickey, and happy Monday, everyone. I'm Eva Marcel with a quick look at your headline news. Very scary storms moved across the South on Easter Sunday. At least 8 people are dead after tornadoes hit Mississippi, Louisiana, and Georgia on yesterday. We're keeping all of their families in our prayers. Also over the weekend, deaths from the coronavirus in the U.S. passed 22,000. Rickey, that is the largest numbers of deaths in the entire world. According to a new report, several advisors, officials, and experts warned the government about the coronavirus a whole 6 weeks before Donald Trump took any action. And finally, check your bank accounts, everyone. The first round of stimulus checks have started to go out. Plus, there's a new online portal where low-income earners and those who aren't required to file taxes can sign up to receive their checks. Go to irs.gov and see what they can do for you. All right, that was a quick look at your headline news. For more on what's trending, log on to the Rickey Smiley Morningshow.com. Brock T, what's popping in sports, my brother?
I'm about to tell you there, Eva. Well, let's start off with the NBA Horse Challenge that aired this weekend on ESPN. A lot of former NBA players, current NBA players, former WNBA players, current WNBA players. Man, it's down to the final 4 competitors. Former NBA great Chauncey Billups, Utah Jazz point guard Mike Conley Jr., Chicago Bulls guard Zach LaVine, and Chicago Sky WNBA All-Star Allie Quigley remain forth. So semifinals and championship airs this Thursday, April the 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. Let's talk about LeVar Ball, father of Lonzo, LiAngelo, and LaMelo. He says that he wants to start signing NBA and NFL players under his Big Baller brand, claiming that they're going to make up to $40 million on their first contract by giving them ownership and stock into their products, into the company, rather than just a fixed money up front. So we're going to see what happens with that. Last but not least, man, there's a rumor out there that Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott had a birthday party for one of his friends at his house over the weekend. Teammate running back Ezekiel Elliott was allegedly there as well, and roughly over 30 people were in attendance. So this is not practicing social distancing. If this is true, it's it's not really safe right there, man. But that was the word out there that hit top news in sports over the weekend. Everybody was talking about it. So it is what it is, man. We got Gary with the team. What's up there, big guy?
All right, Ricky, everybody. Are any of y'all TikToking yet? Has anybody started TikToking?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I haven't yet.
Y'all haven't yet? Ricky, have you TikToked?
My clock. That's about it.
Oh, this your clock. That figures. Well, everybody's raving about all the celebrities that's TikToking, and the latest ones to TikTok, y'all, they're saying Kevin Hart and his beautiful wife, Aniko, TikTok this weekend, y'all. They're saying that they were dancing to Michael Jackson's Thriller. Now, they're saying, y'all, as they practice their social distancing at home amid the corona pandemic. Now, they're saying, y'all, the date night hearts, honey, said, quote, I'm officially, that's what Kevin said. He said, and she wanted to do one of these new dances. He said, I said, hell no, but let's show these young kids how it's done and what have you. And they were TikToking and stuff. And Kevin looked like Frankenstein, honey. I'm like, he did not get Thriller real good.
Okay, he can get down.
Yeah, but
that's the whole purpose for you to look like Frankenstein when you're doing Thriller.
Well, not the way he was doing it. Now, y'all have done it. You've done Thriller hell better than that. And
He got a bad back.
Oh, is that what? Oh, he does?
Yeah, remember he had that car accident, Gary?
Oh, is that what? Oh, I thought it was because maybe it's that other woman. But anyway, yeah. Well, anyway, but he just.
What is one of Oh, Gary. Let's go on.
Anika, honey.
Oh, he's going to get you.
Anika
I'm saving all the tapes, so when Kevin come on the show, I'm going to run all this stuff back. And you know Kevin is a personal friend of this morning show. And you've done a movie with Kevin, you still. Oh, wow.
But I was blaming on Corona. So I didn't know what I was saying, Kevin.
Not that wrong.
Everything Corona fault.
Yeah,
Right.
but anyway.
Right, Brad.
But he did. Look, let me clear. He did fairly well. He did all right, though. But his wife looked much better doing it pregnant, y'all. So I guess you just follow. Is it a song that play and you just follow the song? Is that how you do it or whatever? Because I have
Yeah, so a lot of these songs have dances that go along with them, and so you kind of learn the dance, and then you play the song, and you record it on the app called TikTok, and you record the family dancing. But not everybody's a good dancer, Gary. I mean, we've seen you dance.
Hell, I ain't good. But anyway,
Not at all.
No one's at the battle.
But anyway, congratulations to Kevin and Anika. She looks good pregnant, though. I'm surprised she was doing it pregnant, but she did it. So congratulations to them, y'all. All right, the color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is cornmeal. On the high end, you say cornmeal, and on the low end, you say beautiful yellow. That's your color for today.
I'm sitting there like, damn, I breathe, Uncle Charlie, damn.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, 29 minutes after the hour. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? This segment is brought to you by Urban One. Get registered and make a difference in one of the most important elections of our lifetime. We have the power to change this year, and our one vote counts. So it's time to represent, y'all. Don't sit on the sidelines this year. Make your one vote count. Register today at newsone.com/vote. Brought to you by Urban One and One Vote. Represent the vote. All right, y'all, what's happening? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Ted, and let's get off into this hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more on the Corona. I want to do it like that, Corona. All right, y'all. Rihanna says she is too busy saving the world to release some old album. During her Fenty Social Club party on Instagram Live on Friday night, she shut down fans that asked about her often delayed 9th album. She said, if one of y'all mother asks me one more time about an album when I'm trying to save the world, unlike y'all president, she added, on site. So don't ask about no album. She's trying to save the world and do positive things. Amen and amen. Oh, y'all. Moving on, y'all. Babyface opens up about the coronavirus. He revealed that he was diagnosed with the COVID-19, but has made a full recovery. Thank God. On Friday, the legendary singer-songwriter and producer said in a statement on Instagram, I tested positive for the COVID-19 virus, as did my family. It's an incredible, scary thing to go through, friends, and I'm happy to report we have now tested negative and on our way back to full health. Then he said, with that being said, he would like to officially accept the invitation from the legendary Swiss Beats and Timbaland to participate with his little brother Teddy Riley in what he liked to call a celebration of black music. Teddy versus Babyface. Now I can't wait to see that one.
Wow.
Yeah, Lord have mercy. Good. Well, y'all, moving on. Future claims that his alleged baby mama is profiting off of him. He said that Eliza Rain, is profiting off his name in their drama. And according to TMC, in new legal docs, the rapper claimed that Eliza continues to talk trash about him with misleading info, while at the same time using his name to garner attention of fans for herself. And he also claimed this was her plan all along, just to gain attention and direct traffic to her online boutique by publicly claiming that he's the alleged father to her daughter. He also claims that she's profiting off his name because she's now getting nightclub hosting gigs like she is a celebrity. Lord have mercy, that's often what happens, Future. So you gotta pay attention to where you put your joint, because it ain't always the right point. Amen and amen. Moving on, y'all. Sheree Whitfield, y'all, her mother has been found. Thank God. Her 72-year-old mom, Thelma Ferguson, she's been found and she's safe and healthy.
Where is she?
She had been missing for a while. Gary did a report on it last week. She was missing. I don't know if she suffers from dementia.
She probably went right across the state line and got off somewhere in Smyrna and checked in her little hotel.
Exactly.
Her some room service and quarantined. She was quarantined and she got tired of Sheree and bringing Nene and Eva and Candy and all them over there, getting on her nerve or whatever, and she rolled her hair up and got in the bed and laid down.
They didn't say where she went, so who knows?
They didn't. They said she was found safe and healthy, though. Sheree said, thank you for all your prayers. They worked. My mom has been found. Go ahead.
Got her little boyfriend in his 40s. And
Rickey.
And real cool. And probably chilled out with him for a minute. And everybody, they be getting on her nerve. They better leave her alone. They'll know next time.
She rolled her hair up, Rickey.
Rolled her hair up, took the rollers out of her hair, combed it to the back, and pushed them curls back in, and smoked her a cigarette with her legs crossed and sat in that mirror, did her little makeup, and watched TV for 7 whole days.
We're going to end the hot spot right there. But that concludes the hot spot, because Ricky's so stupid. Sugar. Wanna do anything about me? Right
here. Come on. Hey, 7 whole days. Yeah, she's tired of y'all ass. 7 whole nights. Yes, sir. But we glad she back, but she had to go.
Stop,
she couldn't take it no more. She had about enough of you. She needed to be on her own.
Oh, my goodness. That concludes the hot spot, y'all.
Yes, baby.
Oh, Lord. That's going to conclude the hot spot, y'all. To get caught up on those stories and more, you can go to RickySmileyMorningShow.com. I'm your girl, Brett.
Yes.
Ricky.
She came back when she wanted to come back. All you rich blacks, leave me alone.
Yo, coming up next, we got Rock T's Joke of the Day, y'all. It's the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
What's up? Get out of bed.
Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
Joke of the day. Joke of the day. Joke of the day. It's about that time, y'all. Rock T's Joke of the Day. You ready, man?
Oh, Lord.
Man, let's get it.
Come on, be encouraged, bro. I know it's going to be funny. Let's go.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cook.
Cook who?
Yeah, you do sound kind of crazy. What? Cuckoo, get it?
No, sir.
What?
No, sir.
What?
No, sir.
It's over. Do that one again.
You going to clock out.
It's not
Let that thing sit up.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Go ahead. All right. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Rock T's Joke of the Day. Joke of the Day. Joke of the Day. All right, Rock T, come on.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cook.
Cook who?
Yeah, you sound kind of crazy. Cuckoo. Cuckoo.
Oh, like cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
Like cuckoo.
Like what?
What do you
Like cuckoo.
Coming up next on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, y'all.
Thank you. Just because you say it like cuckoo, don't make it sound. It's still bad.
You'd have did better saying knock, knock.
Cuckoo.
Who's there?
Right.
Hatch who? Bless you. Cuckoo gonna
Right. Now that would have been a good one.
That was funny.
That would have been a good one right there. All right, y'all. Coming up next, man, we got Dr. MJ Collier up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Good morning.
Good morning, Rickey Smiley. Good morning, Eva, Brett, Gary, and you, Rickey Smiley, and all of the Rickey Smiley Morning Show listeners. Happy day after Easter. We are here with your coronavirus update today.
Good
Oh
morning,
man, I'm
Dr.
just curious to know what you got this morning.
Okay, well, let's start with the statistics. We now have 560,000 cases. We have 32,650 that have recovered. We have 22,115 deaths. That's about a 3.6 to 3.8% death rate, which is about exactly what has been calculated previously. But, Ricky, the good information that we need now is because people are wondering what exactly does the coronavirus do to the human body, and that's what we're going to review right now. Okay, the symptoms start in the back of the throat with a sore throat and a dry cough. The virus migrates down the bronchial tubes. When the virus reaches the lungs, the mucous membranes become inflamed. That can cause damage to the alveoli or the lung sacs. They now have to work harder to supply oxygen to the blood and to remove carbon dioxide, which is the function of the lungs. The tissue becomes edematous or swells, which causes the lungs to fill with fluid, mucus, and pus. Pneumonia occurs. People cannot breathe and are placed on a ventilator. In the worst cases, the patients develop what's called ARDS, or acute respiratory distress syndrome. That's when the lungs fill with so much fluid that no air is being exchanged, resulting in the death of the patient. That's when you're basically drowning in your own fluids. So unlike regular pneumonia, which is usually on one side of the lung, one side or the other, the coronavirus starts in the peripheral areas of both sides of the lungs, and that's why you have such an overwhelming response. Most people can tolerate losing an entire lung. It happens oftentimes in cancer cases when they have to take one lung out. But when you have both lungs impaired, you basically are not breathing. Okay, the infection spreads through the mucous membranes from the nose to the rectum. So the virus can infect cells in the GI tract as well. That's why some patients have other symptoms like diarrhea or indigestion. 80% of people infected with the COVID will have mild symptoms, but 20% become seriously ill, and 2 to 4% will die from the virus, which is exactly in line with the stats that I gave earlier. But this is the new phenomenon. People appear to remain stable. Symptoms improve, and they seem to recover. Then suddenly, 1 to 2 weeks later, they develop a bacterial pneumonia, apparently because they had lung damage and vulnerable lung tissue that was subsequently attacked by bacteria in their body. So this is the traditional pneumonia that you get the pneumonia injection for, the pneumonia vaccine, or the pneumonia shot, that is given to usually the people over age 60. Those people end up dying from a bacterial infection, not the coronavirus. So that phenomenon has been observed now, and those people are not being called corona deaths, but their deaths is directly related to having had the coronavirus. So that's where we are today, Ricky.
Wow. And Dr. Collier, real quick, give them a quick rundown of what everybody just need to be taking to keep themselves safe. And make sure y'all put your Neosporin up your nose if you're getting ready to go out of the house. That Neosporin up in your nose is really, really important. Like on the outer nose, like right above your mustache, for the ladies that have mustaches as well. Dr. Carter, let everybody know what they need to be taking.
You're wrong.
Oh, yeah, you got some chicks out here looking like one of the twins from the Whispers. Go ahead, Dr. Carter.
You can take an antibacterial, antiviral such as Neosporin, and you can take some and put it on your finger and rub it on the outside of the nares. You don't have to go inside the nose, but just right at the opening. So that would be very, very good. But most importantly, don't just put a mask on. You need to also protect your eyes. So you need to have on a goggle-type eye covering to protect your eyes, Oakley style, if you will. And so that will give you greater total protection than just covering your face alone. In your medicine cabinet at your house, you should have a non-sedating antihistamine. That would be Claritin, Allegra, Zyrtec, or Zysol. You should have an anti-inflammatory for the fever, the body aches that you're going to get. Tylenol extra strength or arthritis strength Tylenol. That's 500 milligram capsules or tablets versus 325 milligrams, which is a standard Tylenol dose. So
all
two
right.
of those every 8 hours.
All
then
right.
a lead.
Yes. Dr. Collier, hey, real quick, we'll finish that list. Let everybody know how you can be reached real quick.
Okay, ask Dr. MJ on all social media, ASKDRMJ on all social media.
All right, y'all, more Rick's About the Morning Show up next.
It's Gary. I want to hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, Rick's About the Morning Show is 4 minutes after the hour. Gary has the tea and the clue of the day. Good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Monday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Actress Nicole Ari Parker, y'all. She is speaking out, and a lot of people say she must be ready for a corona divorce. Now, it's being reported, y'all, that she told her husband, actor Boris Kodjoe, that he needs to show more attention to her or else. Now, they're saying Nicole, honey, who shares 2 beautiful children with her husband, she said that, quote, she misses the single life, honey. She explained to her fans, she said, I miss getting text messages for no reason. I miss getting kisses on the back of my neck when I'm making scrambled eggs, honey. Then she went on to say, honey, that married men and other men be flirting with her and stuff like that. And she said, it almost make you think, honey, you know what? I mean, her husband is not doing none of that. And y'all know Eva Branch. Y'all know Boris, honey. Everybody, all women love Boris because he's so gorgeous and what have you. But he looks boring to me. Do y'all think he's boring?
Why is she saying all this, though? This is letting people in their personal problems. Is she saying all this?
But I think it's so true, though. It's something that happens in relationships a lot. I think women fail to communicate, and they think that men are mind readers. And so when your relationship gets a little bit stale, sometimes you have to remind your man, you know.
Yeah, but you can remind them in private. Like, you don't need to put that in the street. There's problems. They never put their issues on the street. Even when they was on T.I.'s podcast, T.I. was like, how do y'all do it?
Exactly.
You know, so I wonder, it must be really some problems or trouble in paradise.
It's trouble in paradise, honey, because like I said, just because he's good looking, he looks very boring, though. And I mean, she probably, you know,
he does not look boring. What makes you think he looks boring?
But when he talking stuff, he don't seem like the most outgoing.
Exactly. And he ain't kissing her behind her neck no more, like she said when she scrambled her eggs.
He should still do that. Like, he should still do those things.
He should do something, honey, but I don't know. I mean, it's sad, though.
But she shouldn't tell it, because you know
neck be dirty nowadays.
Rickey.
I'm just playing.
Dirty necks.
Yeah, well, her neck ain't dirty. She look like
No
she
wrong with
clean,
her
honey.
neck.
Real freshen up, but he just seemed like a boring man, and I guess she tired. But I wouldn't be saying that because, honey, when you put stuff out there, like you said, don't you know, girl, women are knocking on the damn door now, waiting for them to walk out during Corona, honey.
And there's a whole lot of men saying they would love to kiss her neck. So that just puts out problems.
It sure does. So we're going to see if that marriage lasts, honey, past Corona, child. All right, moving on in other celebrity news, y'all. You know, I mean, this man, he got the right to say what he want to say, y'all. I mean, honey, it was Easter, honey, and he probably felt this way. But a lot of people, y'all, kind of upset with Gucci Mane. Did y'all hear the wonderful things he said yesterday?
What did he say?
He said, honey, he pray, honey, that his haters die of Corona.
Damn. Well,
Yeah.
you know, Goo-Wop gonna keep it real. And he said what he said.
But don't say.
Yeah, baby, honey. So they say really good. She honey, the time people. He sent a good tweet out, honey. He said, I pray that all my honey.
Everybody was quiet on this morning show. I just want y'all to know that. Everybody was quiet, like, almost like, well, ain't nobody say nothing. Come on, somebody say that ain't right. That ain't right.
Yeah.
We feel it.
You do feel him. You do feel him, but you know it ain't right.
You know it ain't right, but you still feel them. So somewhere in the inside, you feel convicted. That's why we quiet.
It was like cricket. And Ricky said, well.
You know I feel it.
Okay, no, but you just don't say it, honey.
Lord,
But in my
big
final,
Goo-Wop, boy.
okay,
Ooh, Jesus.
in my final story, y'all, honey, OT, how y'all say is that in Genesis?
OT Genesis.
Now, OT Genesis, honey, now, you know, he and Keisha Cole, they've been fighting for over a year now. They've been saying, honey, behind the song Love, because she wrote the song Love, and he went back and rewrote it, honey, because one of his friends or whatever and stuff. But now he have the audacity, which I don't believe men would say this. He talking about her body parts smell like fish. Now, do men say that about women, or do? Because women never say nothing bad about a man or anything like that.
That just some. Were they in a relationship?
No, but she had that song that he took from her. She had it shut down. They take it off of everything, YouTube and whatever, because she did the song and he went back and remixed
Right,
it. Whatever.
it's her song, and he did a remix like for a mixtape or something, and the song went viral.
And she was living.
And he started making money off of it, and I think.
Yeah.
And then,
So, honey, he said
But why? He didn't have to say that,
He
though.
said
That's
he's
very...
cold.
He did not. I agree.
But if he ain't slept with it,
That's
he
too
can't
much.
say that nowhere.
And that's what they said. They said, hell, how he know he ain't been close to her, that close or whatever and stuff. And we've been around Keisha, and I ain't never smelled no fish. So I'm like, why would he say that?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, that's just very disrespectful, and then just trying to take a low blow just to take one. You know, it's just like when a woman get mad at a man, first thing she want to holler, he gay. You must be gay. You know, and then
we call you stuff little. That's what we do.
But you kind of expect.
Yeah, they do that too.
Yeah, that's what they go that first.
Yeah, that's real petty, and the fact, you know, and she got kids and stuff like that is very disrespectful.
Yeah. So we're just going to keep them all lifted up in prayer, y'all, honey, during Corona. All right, the color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is cornmeal. On the high end, you say cornmeal, and on the low end, you say, yeah.
I used cornmeal on my salmon patties last night.
Oh, really?
Oh, you made some croquettes?
I did, girl. They were so good. I'm sorry.
Y'all give it up to Gary with the tea.
Gary!
All right, y'all, coming up, man. Church in 60 seconds and a lot more. Rick's Around the Morning Show coming up.
Come on, when she put that blonde wig on. I say, she looks like Karen now.
Yes.
Yeah, she really did.
Yeah, and them girls can sing, honey. They sang their back out.
They sure did.
And the acting was good. The mother, oh my goodness. What you say she was, Gary? The Joe Jackson?
Yeah, she was the Joe Jackson of gospel, honey. I love Miss Amanda. And you know, I love the costumes. I mean, they had it fit down to a T. Yeah. I love the glasses. They look just like the ones that she wore. And I love the costume, the outfit she wore. She was a very classy lady, honey.
Yes, the lady that played the mama killed it. She did a great job.
She was amazing.
And it was so good. And Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, and Mary J. Blige were like executive producers of that. Mm-hmm. Because I'm
just glad they did it. Because it's our stories, it's our culture, it's the stuff that we grew up on, our grandparents, and so I think they did a really, really good job of telling our story.
So you'd be surprised when you look at all these groups and stuff, what goes on behind the scenes, and how did they get to the point that they got to? You know what I'm saying? Right. How did they look at everything that they went through, the fights, the arguments, every group got either a Bobby Brown or a what was the guy in the you know, somebody that just have a lot of problems and a lot of issues in the group.
Eddie King.
Yeah, Eddie King. Right.
Eddie King, yeah.
Right. Eddie King.
David Ruffin is back up.
Right. So what was the part that really stuck out?
For me, it was when Twinkie came back and she had sold her catalog. So Twinkie wrote all the songs for the sisters, and she sold off her songs to get just enough money to buy her a Lincoln. And her mama tore off up in her butt like any regular black mama. I mean, it was so.
How old was she when she did that?
They were like
But
in their
mama's
20s or something.
in the early 20s. And mama said, you look like a woman, but you a child. You a child.
And they had the closest relationship, I think, between all the sisters, the mother and Twinkie, because she was the oldest and she ran stuff. It's like she almost taught her how to do everything. The most touchingest part, oh my God, is when the mother died. Twinkie couldn't take it. She couldn't take it. She grieved and grieved and grieved, and she blamed herself. A lot of people can relate to that, including myself. You know what I'm saying? When my grandmama passed, so you kind of be like, I should have been there. I should have been there. And I could just relate to that. I cried. I went through all my emotions. That movie was everything.
I like the part when the sister Denise, honey, when she went to the mama funeral. Now, when she got to the funeral, baby, she went up. Baby, Miss Denise went up there and let everybody know, honey, here I am, honey. It's like they don't talk to me or whatever. And so she was the one that was like the quote unquote the black sheep. She was the one who had 7 sons. And she left the group.
Pregnant.
Yes, honey. The first one to get pregnant, she left the group and what have you and stuff. But when she came back to the funeral, she did what most people do at funerals, honey, when you have those type of funerals. She did
she most people don't do that. She did the food.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what usually happens. The one that don't do enough do the food.
Yeah. That's that guilt.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the movie. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I got to figure out, but I wasn't gonna watch that before I watched it. I had to watch the 10 Commandments because my Easter ain't right because the 10 Commandments. I could not find the 10 Commandments. I need to watch. I have to watch the 10 Commandments on Easter. I could not. I don't know how to find it. I'm not gonna. It was not Easter for me because I didn't see the 10 Commandments. I missed it Friday, but the 10 Commandments come on Easter.
Every Easter.
But the 10 Commandments make you feel like you got a chance to go to heaven or something. I don't know.
Because we've been watching that movie all our lives. All our lives.
It makes it feel like Easter.
With our grandmama, Brad.
With our grandmama. I know. You know when Moses come off that mount with that white hair? Woo, you'd be like, thank you, Jesus.
Right. I am not watching that movie until I get, and once I watch the 10 Commandments, I'm going to be good. And then I'm going to watch the Clark Sisters movie because 10 Commandments, Moses, yeah, you right, Brad. When Moses come off that mountain, Brad, you have your arm, my grandma used to have her arms stretched up to heaven saying, he came back with all powers. And now I think that was Jesus. I think they're talking about Jesus. I don't think that was Moses. My grandma used to be drinking beer and watching the 10 Commandments. I'll tell you that story one day. All right, so we got Dr. Nicole Green. Dr. Nicole Green coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Morning Show. Hey, listen, I'm so proud to have on the show this morning. We got Dr. Hadiya Green that's on with us this morning. Graduate from Alabama A&M University.
Hey.
Hey, we are definitely proud of you. So listen, we have been texting and talking briefly back and forth about the coronavirus. We never had a chance. I think we only had you on the show one time since the coronavirus really, really hit the United States or whatever. Where are you with everything now with the COVID-19?
So here's my thing. So first, thank you, Rickey Smiley, and good morning to everyone. And I've been good morning. And when the news came out about how this was having such a greater impact on the African American community, more deaths than anyone else in the United States, and then Diddy made a call to action and declared a state of emergency in Black America, I said, I need to say something. I watched his panel, and I respect and appreciate everyone is doing their best. And I thought there were things that were missing from the conversation. So I went live on Facebook Saturday and poured my heart out to give answers to the problem. I think a lot of times we suffer from the paralysis of analysis of all of the underlying racism and the health disparities. Okay, there were things that could have, should have, would have made a difference, but we are here now, and we need to take tangible steps that can save lives, specifically in the African American community, especially for my brothers and my cousins and your brothers and your cousins, the Black Tonys, the Kikis, the Miss Jamies, who are not listening to the concept of social distancing. And I said, I need to translate that so the people can hear. We don't need to be socially distant. We need to be physically distant. And the latest studies coming out of Harvard is that this virus can travel up to 27 feet. And we want to lay eyes on people. And I'm like, Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in a prison with no social media, no FaceTime, no cell phone. And we are falling apart after a month, and we don't have that luxury. Lives are at stake, and people aren't taking this seriously.
At all. So you have laid out a plan for an immediate call to action. And and what is your plan?
So first, we need to stop being scared. God does not give us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And our power is in our voice, in our dollar. And the messaging needs to come from a space of love, not fear. And with a clear, sound mind, I laid out this plan. First, we need to have a public service announcement on all black media declaring this is a state of emergency. This is not a test. This is not a game. This is a state of emergency. Shelter in place. African Americans, shelter in place. Do not congregate. Wear some type of face mask covering your nose and your mouth. Also wear protective eyewear of any kind is better than nothing. So that's the first thing. We need to exercise physical distance, not social distance. We need to manufacture our own face masks. Everyone who has a sewing machine takes a sewing. If we can pull together the resources, we really need to start manufacturing in a facility that's designed for the current COVID-19 state and environment, where workers can be safe, and we need to distribute those. The government has taken over the distribution of face masks that are made by our current N95 manufacturers in the United States. This is standard state of emergency protocol for the government, and I know the conspiracy theories are flying. We can't worry about what coulda, shoulda, woulda. We need to do what we can right now. And when Diddy was asking for solutions, that's the one thing that I wish I could get to him. He did a dance-a-thon yesterday to raise money to get masks for healthcare workers. We need to make sure that all of our essential workers who are working at the grocery stores and the bus drivers and the Grubhub delivery and the grocery delivery people, they need face masks too. All of our our seniors and everyone with the pre-existing underlying health condition from lupus to asthma, they need these high-quality face masks too. Otherwise, we will not survive. We need testing. We need to build our immune system. We need to exercise. We need to get our financial affairs in order. We need to tighten up financially, get your living wills, your estate plans, get your beneficiaries, get all of the executive of your estate, the power of attorney, get all of that in place.
Just in case, and that is so important. That's so important, Dr. Green, because we do not talk about stuff like that. You get sick and everything goes left and you don't have a plan for your family, and you leave your family members scrambling, trying to figure out what's what during this terrible time. That you are absolutely correct on that.
And we need to mentally prepare for this because we don't have the luxury right now of having funerals. One of my friends lost her father in Detroit. She couldn't go to the funeral. Only 3 people were allowed at a graveside service. No regular church services. And we're not even factoring into, while we're trying to go out and have a barbecue and a cookout and go over cousin Kiki's house for a drink. And it's like, we're not understanding. You may survive, but the people who are around you may not. And her father hadn't been out the house in a year. The caregiver was coming in and out.
Wow.
COVID-19 to him. And her family can't have that closure that we normally would have.
Right.
And over the weekend, I'm looking at all this stuff on Facebook, and this is not going to be easy for us to get through, but we can get through it if we do it together and if each person does their part.
Right. That is just so important, Dr. Green. Let everybody know the video that you put out. Let everybody know how they can watch that video.
So the whole video is on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel. You can find me at Dr. Hadia Green. That's DrHadiyah, green like the color.
There it is. Y'all, Dr. Hadia Green, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate that.
Yes.
And make sure y'all go on it. No, thank you. And make sure y'all go on there and check out the video. You can go to our Facebook page or Dr. Hadia Green's page and make sure you check out that video and watch it and take heed to it because she knows exactly what she's talking about. Chicken and waffle mix coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Rickey Smiley.
Chicken and waffle mix going down. Y'all lying on the ones and twos, man. Hey, it is Monday. Black Tony, what's up?
Hey, Shawty. Hey, Rick, you know what, Shawty? You're going to be proud of me, cuz. Look, Shawty, I came up with something over the weekend, Shawty, while I was chilling on, for the vacation weekend.
Right.
Look, Shawty, I came up with something, because Shawty, you know how you always be trying to encourage me to do better with my life and straighten up.
Right.
Get out the street.
Right.
And stop hustling, stop scamming, stop, stealing and doing everything like that.
Right.
Shawty, you know what?
Yeah.
I just sat down. I said, we on this quartering thing. I'm just going to sit down and think up something to do with my life that productive, that my boss man could be proud of me while we on this little vacation time from the radio.
Right.
So look, Shawty, I came up with a business, Shawty.
We're not on vacation, though. We still on the radio.
I came up with a business, Shawty. Hold up.
All right.
I don't need you to give me no money. You ain't got to front me nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to co-sign on nothing. You ain't got to be on no kind of paperwork with me or nothing. But I came up with a business, Shawty. It's real, Shawty. This song that folk you during the quarter.
Come on, man. I'm telling you, sitting up here. You been talking. What you got?
This what it is. It's called Black Tony Pull Up.
All right.
It's called Black Tony Pull Up.
Now, what's that?
I need folk to send me $60 to my cash out and their address, and I'll pull up.
What you mean pull up?
I'm going to pull up at your house, and I'm going to stand out there, and you could just, be like, what's up, Black Tony? I say, what's up? And then I leave.
That's a come up, dog. I like it.
I'm going to start at your house, Shawty. Send me $60. I'll pull up in front of your house.
So wait a minute, you just going to pull up? I'm sitting there, I'm trying to figure out, so.
For social distancing.
Yeah, social distancing. Yeah, I just pull up. I get out the car. You say, hey, what's up, Black Tony? I say, hey, what's up, cuz?
And how long you stand up before you leave?
Long enough to say what's up, and then I go.
and they got, so you man, get your ass on the phone, man. No.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, baby.
3 minutes after the hour, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. This segment is being brought to you by My Computer Career. That's right, man. If you don't absolutely love what you do, go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Become an information technology professional in as little as 4 months. That's mycomputercareer.edu. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Rickey. Good morning to you. It's Monday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Black China, honey, my heart bleeds for Black China, honey. Just experiencing the COVID-19 pandemic, y'all. Fans are dragging Black China through the mud, y'all, because all she's doing is charging her fans, y'all, $250 for a follow on social media and $950 for a FaceTime call. And they're saying she's also offering a payment plan for the video. Rick, it's COVID-19.
She can ask for it. That don't mean they got to pay it.
Well, they should pay it for, because, honey, if everybody's stuck in the house and ain't got nothing to do, why not pay Black China, honey, to do a FaceTime or whatever and stuff? I mean, if everybody else can pay.
I didn't pay that money at the KOD when me and my ex-girlfriend got a lap dance from her. It wasn't no damn $950. I probably threw about a couple of hundred of us. I was like, that was $950. And the lap dance was just okay.
Yeah, but it's a new day and time, honey. She's the new and improved Black China, honey. So, I mean, they should pay that woman. Hell, wouldn't y'all charge? I mean, time
there are a lot of companies out there, Gary, that pay celebrities to send like personal shout outs. Like say they will call Ricky and say, "Hey, Ricky, you have a really big fan graduating. Can you send him a birthday shout out or a graduation shout out?"
Yeah.
And they pay him for it. So she's just cut out the middleman and she's getting her money. I'm not mad.
But she's charging a lot, though.
That ain't a lot, Ricky. That's how you put the value on you, honey. Miss Black China got to pay for makeup. She got to get her hair done before she do that FaceTime. She got to do a lot of stuff before she do the FaceTime. So, honey, they need to compensate her, honey. Let that woman have her money. Them Kardashians ain't giving her
I'll pay for a fine-ass mama to twerk, though.
Right, Tokyo Tony.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I need to see some stretch marks. You heard me?
Oh, Lord Jesus. Well, congratulations, honey, to Miss Honey Black China. All right, moving on in other celebrity news, y'all. Floyd Mayweather's beautiful 19-year-old daughter, Miss Ayanna Mayweather, they say she's only facing between 5 to 99 years in the pen, honey, for being charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for allegedly stabbing NBA young boy's baby mama. Now, according to the blast out there, said if she's convicted, they say she's going to also have to pay a measly $10,000 fine. Now, they say this is the first criminal offense for her, and they're saying, y'all, that she's due back in court in August of 2020, which... I mean, should she go to the pen? I mean, for 99 years, because sometimes some people got to be an example. So,
girl ain't gonna get no 99 years.
When they say 5 to 99, I mean, just stop the next person to come behind the honey for doing something stupid.
What you think she'll do, Special K, about 2 or 3?
She stabbed the girl, right?
Yeah.
She'll do about 2 years at the most. If she plead out. Yeah.
Is that all 2 years?
KB knowing what Katie did that time.
Oh, yeah, I've been on the other side of that attorney table quite a few times. So,
yeah. When you need to know something, ask the criminal.
How much time you think do you agree with Kate, Brett? 2 to 3?
Don't try to be funny.
Oh no, I'm not trying to be funny like
but we got experience.
I really don't know. I really would think it would be more than that. You know, and then maybe some time off for good behavior or time.
Are they in California?
Lock her up.
No, well, the girl was in Houston.
I think it's Las Vegas.
What state are they in?
Nevada.
But she stabbed the girl in Houston, so that's what.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
she's going to get more than 2 years.
Yeah,
that could be attempted murder. You done stabbed
Absolutely.
somebody.
If you stab somebody from the waist up, Brett.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you in the state of Texas?
Yeah.
Texas go hard. Now you might get a double digit on that one.
Yeah, they gonna make it like you came there to do it on purpose. You set it up. You premeditated it. Yeah, they gonna hit you with everything.
And I don't even know why you gave an opinion, Special K. You did white collar crime. You shouldn't even be talking.
That's right. Hey, that's the smart people crime.
Yeah. Well, y'all
you so dumb now.
Well, you and Brad ought to get together and write a book. So, Special K, have you and Brad ever thought about writing a book?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that this week.
Well, I mean, you and Brad can get together and write a book, honey.
I already wrote a book. I wrote a book when I was in there. So
it's a proud moment. You know what? My street friends are there because I got 2 people on my morning show that did time, and
that's right.
And I don't know why I feel really proud.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's 4 people because Gary went to jail. I went to jail. Eva, have you went to jail?
But I just did a week.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Yeah, she did.
Wait a minute, Roxy, you been to jail? Right.
Yeah, man. One overnight with a ticket.
That's all it took. So one night was all it took.
Wait a minute.
Everybody on here.
We got cred, y'all. All of us have been to jail.
Oh my
Everybody
God.
on this show has been to jail.
Oh my
God. That means God gives you second chances, Jesus.
Yes, he does.
Yes, sir.
He make a way out of no way.
Yes, he did. Hey, we need to do a book. Let's make a deal.
Listen, I am so proud that everybody on this morning show that did some time from 1 day to 3 years. We all good, man.
Yes, Lord,
that's why we so polished.
The second chance morning show. Brought to you by the Texas State Parole Board.
Yes, baby. My glory. That's why we social distance between each other.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
Okay.
Restroom break, boss.
Okay. Who kept their orange uniform?
Mine was khakis.
Oh, yours was khakis?
I had khakis, Gary.
Oh, y'all had khakis back there? Well, mine was orange, baby. That's why I love that color.
Well, I want to thank I thank God that everybody at the Birmingham Jefferson jail, they didn't take me upstairs. They let me sit in a little room downstairs. So I never did make it to uniform. So I thank God.
Oh, well, you ain't hard. Yeah, you ain't nothing. You didn't get a uniform. Yeah, I got a uniform and they de-roached me, so you ain't nothing.
De-liced.
De-liced.
Oh, de-liced. They spray it out, baby.
Gary, they didn't give you no magazine or nothing.
They didn't give me no magazine. I know, I was upset about that. They're going to sit there and de-roach me, but then they didn't give me no magazines to read. I'm like, well, y'all ain't got no magazines to read?
What did they feed you, Gary?
They fed me some damn cereal. They gave me 2 boxes of cereal in the morning because the person recognized me. And they didn't have no sugar. I was like, well, is this what they do? I said, y'all don't have a clock in there for me to tell the time? They like,
what kind of cereal was it? What kind of cereal was it?
If I'm not mistaken, they was some doggone, they was those, what, the Apple, not Apple Jacks, the little round ones. The Cheerios, no sugar or nothing. I was like, oh, this ain't cute, honey, at all.
They put you in a cell by yourself,
They
Gary?
put me in a cell by myself, honey. I was like, oh, this is ridiculous.
Who came and got you out, Gary?
We had Elizabeth. Shirley got me there, but one of the listeners, because you had to put it all on the radio, so one of the listeners came, honey, to get me out of jail, honey, but Shirley beat him there. Girl, they came to get me out of jail, child. I was a nervous white woman that day, baby. They put me in, look, they put you in a car, in a police car with no cushion in the back seat or nothing. I'm like, go where the cushion?
Why they put you in jail, though?
I don't know. Why did they put me in jail, Ricky?
What did y'all do?
What was that, Eva?
I said, well, what did y'all do?
I don't know.
Wasn't you with your sorority sisters?
No, I didn't go to jail for being with none of the sisters.
That when y'all was stealing, when y'all stole them clothes out of Neiman Marcus.
Oh, no. Miss Sherwood was the girl that stole honey. She was the girl who stole the mannequin, honey. I didn't steal. Baby, Miss Sherwood, baby, this girl would go in the store and take the mannequin out, honey, because the girl needed an outfit for the night, honey. She took the whole mannequin and ran out the store, baby. I'm like, that was the good old days, though, baby. That was the good old days, baby.
And that was at the Galleria Mall.
That was at the Galleria. At Neiman Marcus in the Galleria, baby. Because Neiman didn't put tags on their clothes because they didn't want to offend their rich customers. Baby, Miss Sherwood went up in there, she saw a cute gown she wanted for the night. She grabbed the mannequin and ran on out, baby. I was like, that's how the girls do it, honey.
Oh, I can't breathe.
I love those days. We need them back.
This needs to be a new segment, Ricky. A new segment.
Why did we go to jail?
Stories untold behind bars.
Okay.
How we went to jail.
Yes, Lord,
y'all give it up a Gary with the team.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the front page news.
It's what's trending now.
All right, y'all. Oh, let me wipe the tears from my eyes, man. I'm sitting up here crying, laughing at Gary. Boy, you done killed me this morning. All right, we got the one and only Dr. MJ Colley with our coronavirus updates for the weekend. And if you have any questions, you can call us right now at 8669-RICKY, 8669-RICKEY. Dr. Colley, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky, and all the Rickey Smiley Morning Show listeners. We had 2 phenomenal things that happened this weekend. Over the weekend, a good Morehouse man, Dr. Bernie Dunston, who's an orthodontist, said that the dentist would like to partner with the physicians to provide additional abilities for people to get tested. So they have a serology testing on standby, and that's the test of cure. So that literally is perfect because people could have had the coronavirus. They have gotten over it. They're in convalescence. But they need confirmation that they have immunity so they can return back to work, particularly healthcare providers, but anybody who has been out of work because they tested positive. So that will increase the number of testing sites. I thought that was a brilliant suggestion, and I got to give a kudos and shout out to Dr. Bernie Dunston, who came up with that, and he and the Dental Society. So that was great. We're going to partner with the Atlanta Medical Association and the National Medical Association across the country, put doctors and dentists together so we can increase testing sites, making it easier for people of color to get tested and, more importantly, to get confirmation that they have been cured so that they can go back to work, because we got to get people back to work, Ricky.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Dr. Colley, all of the black doctors all over the country, thank y'all for everything that y'all are doing, because we really have to take care of us, because we are the ones that's really, really dying from it. What is it, like 70%, Dr. Colley?
Absolutely, but definitely disproportionately 2 to 3 times the rate of deaths in the African American community compared to the Caucasian community and people of color in general, not just African Americans. But again, exploiting and showing without question that there are disparities in healthcare in this country, and the healthcare for all is something that we should strive toward. And even though Bernie Sanders is out of the race right now for president, that philosophy should carry over. And no matter who wins, we should work diligently toward health care for all, because everybody needs to have insurance when they get sick.
Right. Dr. Brett, y'all have any questions?
Carter's been keeping us up to date from how to make our masks. I know I'm all the way out of coffee now because I've used all my coffee filters for.
Made your own mask, Eva?
Yes, I've been listening to Dr. Carter. You have a video up on his page, on his Instagram, and he shows you how to make a mask out of coffee filters. And I have made them, and my kids and I use them, but now I can't make coffee because I don't have any more filters.
Well, get your Keurig machine like everybody else and get rid of that old-ass coffee maker.
No, indeed.
These are hard economic times. I'm trying to save my money right now.
You could have used one at the station. We ain't using it.
We have to shelter in place, Ricky. We have to stay at home.
Right. I'm just giving you a hard time. What you said, Dr. Conley?
I was going to say, one of the great things is that now we're creating, and I suggest that you create hybrid masks. Mm-hmm. So you take a cloth mask made out of cotton, but you leave a slot in there so you can put coffee filters inside. Now, that actually gives you a very, very high grade of protection. So, so I have worked with a couple of young seamstresses, and they have created this where you can just, and, you take the cloth filter, you take the cloth mask, and you can wash it and clean it as often as you need to.
Oh, wow.
But then you change the filters. If the filter gets wet, you need to take it out and change it. But,
well, that's what I was going to ask. How many times can you reuse a mask?
Well, you can continue to reuse a mask. If it's not wet, then you can continue to reuse it. But I would recommend washing it at least every other day, depending upon how much you're wearing it. So if you go out and you spend 4 hours out shopping and getting groceries, etc., you probably need to wash that one immediately, because just the moisture from breathing will collect in it, and then you'll have that issue. So you can't clean it too much, and that's the great thing about it. But these cotton masks, they're ready wash and wear. You can just throw them in the washing machine, and they'll clean great. So it shouldn't be a problem at all. But
all right,
go ahead, Rick.
No, I'm sorry, Dr. Collier. We're taking your questions. If you want to talk to Dr. MJ Collier, you can call right now. If you have any questions, no matter what it is concerning the COVID-19, you can call us right now, 866-9-RICKY, 866-9-RICKEY. More Dr. MJ Collier coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
This is the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
On the Dr. MJ Collier on the show this morning. I'm so excited to have you on this morning. Thank you for all the information that you give us. You're on with Dr. MJ Collier. Good morning. Go ahead with your question.
I was just wondering about the vitamins. I've been listening to him on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, and the thing is, the stores are running out of vitamin C. Does the multi-day vitamins for women work as well as just the regular vitamin C 1 gram?
No, most combination vitamins do not have enough of the vitamin C in them. So, try to get the vitamin C 1000 if you can find it. But any vitamin C is better than no vitamin C. And taking daily a complete multiple vitamin with iron and minerals is your best shot at maintaining boosted immunity.
Yeah, they got that 1000 chewable. That's a big ass sweet tart. It ain't that bad. Chew that little hoe up every morning. I'm sorry. Let's go to the next call. You are on with that. I'm sorry. You're on with Dr. MJ Collier. Good morning.
My question is, I understand that the number of deaths for African American have escalated. However, is this an accurate count? Because my understanding is the people that are dying with coronavirus, they may not have actually died from it, but since they have it, that's their cause of death on the death certificate. I want to know if that's true.
Okay, of the statistics that they're capturing, the number of cases, the number of recovered individuals, and the deaths, the death rate is the most accurate, but it is not accurate because, as you stated, individuals may get the coronavirus, recover from it, die a week or two later from regular pneumonia. But I stated last week's show that it's also attacking the heart. So individuals may get heart symptoms, cardiac arrest, and die from a cardiac event. And nobody even knows that they had coronavirus because they're not being tested for it because they come into the hospital with cardiac symptoms.
Wow, you are on with Dr. MJ Collier. Good morning.
Hi, Dr. Collier. Good morning. I wanted to know, for those individuals that are walking around that has the virus, but they're asymptomatic, and they're just giving it to other people, at any point will they actually get sick themselves, like actually get sick, other than just walking around and just passing the virus on to other people unknowingly? And my second part question is, for the mask that we do have, can we spray it down with Lysol and let it air out, like hang it up somewhere and let it air out, after we've worn it, other than trying to wash it or whatnot? Because a lot of them are falling apart.
Okay, there are a lot of them. You want to wash it on a very delicate cycle, or even just wash it in the sink wash it with soap and water. So that would be good. I wouldn't recommend spraying it with Lysol and then putting it directly on your face. That's too high a concentration of Lysol. That could cause irritation in your sinuses and your lungs as well. So I would not recommend that. For individuals that are walking around asymptomatic, there's always been the case of that, people having the disease, never showing symptoms, but just being carriers. The most famous case, of course, was Typhoid Mary, the lady that, a century ago carried typhus around the country. So, we have that's going to happen, and unfortunately, there's no way to detect those individuals, other than through research, because if you find a group of individuals, say in a workplace, a lot of people are getting the disease state, and then you finally narrow it down, say, okay, we're going to test everybody to see who the carrier is. That's kind of the way that would have to happen. But that's so remote at this point because we don't have enough testing for people that are symptomatic.
All right, you are on with Dr. MJ Collier. Good morning.
My question is, what about mosquitoes? If a mosquito bites a host and doesn't get totally full, he'll bite someone else. If that first person has corona, can mosquitoes spread corona?
Oh, my God.
Okay, that was, mosquitoes can effectively pass on over 800 different diseases, and they're very effective for viruses. But the coronavirus is a respiratory virus, and it's not been shown that you can get it from a mosquito bite or any other type of blood exposure. So we want to make sure that people understand that if you get a mosquito bite, that's probably not going to increase your risk, and that, again, it's a respiratory virus. You have to protect your respiratory tract, your eyes, your nose, and your mouth.
All right, y'all, with Dr. MJ Collier. Good morning.
Yes, my question for Dr. Collier is, how do you treat tinnitus? That's ringing in the ear. How do you treat tinnitus, ringing in the ear?
Okay, tinnitus is a curse for most individuals because the signs and symptoms, they can range from just barely being bothersome to being overwhelmingly distracting because you're hearing a constant and continuous ringing in your ear. That's due to problems as rare as arthritis in the bones of the ear, the incus, the malleus, and the stapes, or some other mechanism with the inner ear. And so you normally would treat it with, if you have an underlying dizziness, with a medication called mescaline, as well as antihistamines and decongestants. I found that nasal sprays help tremendously with that symptom, but it requires a comprehensive set of treatments, and you have to, really, really partner with your healthcare provider, your primary care doctor or your ENT specialist, your nose and throat.
Boy, I had that for the first time when Donald Deal slapped me on the bus in the 4th grade. Boy, my ear was ringing. Golly, man. Ooh. He slapped me hard. Getting off the bus, I was talking that trash. I was cracking, I had to crack them jokes or whatever. And he was in the 8th grade. I was about in the 4th. I was calling myself talking trash. Dude slapped me. Rock.
He tore you up, boy.
Rocky, he slapped me so hard. He slapped me when he was getting off the bus. Shout out to Donald D. He was a good dude. He wasn't no bad dude. I was just running my mouth a little too much that day. Because he had on some kind of shirt that was passed down. I was killing it. I was cracking on his shirt. And on the way out the bus, he slapped the hell out of me. You should have seen my glasses, Rocky. My glasses was crooked. And I heard my ears was ringing all day that day. Somebody slap you don't see them finish slap you. You see a little flash of lightning, and then you felt a little thunder in the slap.
That's a hard slap, dog.
And then when your vision come back, you catch that one homeboy that's staring at you and saw you got stuff, but he had a look of concern on his face, like, what the hell just happened? I didn't even see him get off the bus. I just saw when the bus drove off, I just saw him putting his backpack on. He didn't even look back after he
slapped and kept on moving.
Yeah, he slapped and kept on. He got his hand on that bus. He kept on moving. He think nothing. The next day, hey, we had like ain't nothing happened. I kept my mouth shut, though. I had nothing to say. All right, Dr. MJ Conley, let everybody know how you can be reached.
Okay, you can reach me on all social media at Ask Dr. MJ Collier. I want you to know that I did get in contact with Dr. Hadia Green at Morehouse. That research that she's doing on cancer, we're going to see if we can make that appropriate for the coronavirus. And just think, you get a primary care doctor and a Morehouse School of Medicine physician that's going to make major differences in how this comes out nationally and around the world.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute, Dr. Collier. Start the music. This just came over the fax machine. Stop the music. Stop the music. Dr. Collier, I want you to hear what I'm about to announce. I want y'all to hear what I'm about to announce right now.
Okay.
Y'all ain't gonna believe who we about to have on the radio next. Everybody, Eva, Gary.
Yes.
Who?
Can y'all? I don't care if Michael Jackson came back from the grave.
Wait a minute now.
I don't care if Marvin Gaye came back from the grave. Do y'all know who we about to have on this radio show next?
Oh.
Dr. Now from My 600-Pound Life.
Get out of here.
Goodness.
Get out of here.
Your show.
Dr. Conley.
Front door.
Dr. Conley, hang the hell up right now because you got the phone lines clogged up right now. Hey, you know black people act funny when other company finna come. Dr. Conley, get off the phone.
Goodbye, Rickey Smiley and all the Rickey Smiley Morning Show listeners.
Hey, we love you, Dr. Conley. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Dr. Conley, we love you. Thank you for everything. We about to have Dr. Now from My 600. Oh, God. Somebody call my, oh, Lord, let me text my boy right now. Oh, Lord. Jesus is real. Jesus is real.
Yes.
No, I didn't get to watch the 10 Commandments yesterday. No, I didn't get to have an Easter dinner. But Jesus fixed it.
Yeah.
He got my all-time favorite. Oh, Lord. My 600 I can't believe I'm talking.
Quit talking so we can get them on, man.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, the time right now is about 15 before the top of the hour, y'all. Y'all give it up, and I got my favorite TV show, and a lot of y'all favorite TV show. Y'all, we got Dr. N from My 600-Pound Life. Give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Glad to be here today.
Yeah, Dr. N is so glad. We happy to have you this morning.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here to talk to all the people who need to learn about weight loss, to learn weight loss.
So Dr. N, we got
Right now I'm running a special. I call it my Corona Calorie Special. And since people are at home and a lot of television watching that they're doing now, they're beginning to eat and eat and eat and eat. And I want to take this time to shout out to all the enablers that are out there. People that are doing nothing but getting exercise by bringing the fat people food. Don't do that. They can't get it themselves, so why will you bring it to them?
Right.
They cannot lose weight like that if you bring it to them. And right. I do believe today you had someone on giving recipes.
Yeah, that's
recipes on your show.
Yeah, that's Chef Kurt Boudreaux.
Yeah, it sounds like something to eat already. People hear words like that, they just trigger words. They trigger their minds and get them to think things like that. So we need to cut down. You need to cut down on the butter, on the potato chips, on the ribs, on the corn kernels, on the fat back. Stop eating strickling. I mean, it's one thing after another, just constantly. And that's why you're getting bigger. Like a tire, you're swelling up.
Yeah. So Dr. Ian, what's one of the biggest patients you ever helped lose weight? What was their weight, and how long did it take for them to get down to a comfortable size that they could actually survive?
Well, that's because it just so happened that the enabler that was bringing them the food, the man weighed 1,100 pounds. He was big as a horse. He weighed 1,100 pounds. And
how did they get him out of the house?
Well, they brought the house. It was a mobile home. And he lived in a mobile home. And they brought the house to him. But they had more and more people, and people that would feed them. And it's disgusting.
Right.
It's like it's wear and tear on the automobile. It's disgusting. So people, one thing you're going to have to do, you're going to have to stop the hell feeding these people. Can't feed them. Can't feed them like that. You bring them a half of a cookie. Don't bring the whole factory.
Right. Just where they can taste it.
Just so they can taste it. You could not keep feeding them constantly. Food after food. Bring them one egg. One egg. One egg.
Right. Because they give them a lot of eggs. They give them like...
Bring eggs to them like... Yes, like the Easter bunny.
Right.
Don't bring them all those eggs.
Right. So anybody that's trying to lose weight right now, they need to get to Houston.
They need to get to Houston, Texas. You need to come now. We've got our Corona Calorie Special Reduction Special going on for people that are sitting, watching television, and just eating. You cannot do it. It is stubborn. Your organs are wearing out. This cannot do it.
All right, Doctor, thank you for joining us this morning. You got to come back on the show. We really appreciate having you, and you're doing a lot of jobs. And I think the hardest part of your job is dealing with the enablers, the people that keep bringing them the food, because most of the time the patients are really trying, but the person keep bringing them the food, and they act like yeah.
I cannot stand the enablers. They just do bring, giving food to people. I cannot stand it. Cut the out doing that. Cannot stand it.
Doc, you need a minute.
It makes my blood pressure go up, your blood pressure go up, but you never need
Somebody get this man a Snicker.
Oh, Lord. We really appreciate having you coming on the show. Y'all have more episodes coming, right?
Yes, we are filming episodes right now. We're wearing hazmat suits and filming them even with the virus.
Y'all give it up. Show your love right now for Dr. Ian, y'all. Y'all give it up for Dr. Ian. Gary, we got to watch it tonight, Gary.
Yes, Lord, I'm going to be glued to the TV.
Yes, sir. Y'all give it one more time for Dr. Ian, y'all. Dr. Ian, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, y'all. Yeah, more Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up next.
Makes me laugh a lot.
It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. You know what it is.
To all the hard-working women and everyday super moms, we got a little something for you. It's Eva's Corner on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, the time right now is the top of the hour. Eva, good morning.
Good morning, Rickey. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Eva's Corner, where I bring you all things womanhood, motherhood, and the juiciness in between. So, I have a question. Should you stay in a bad relationship just for the kids? And let me set the stage up, Rickey. There are many married couples out there, and some of those common law couples and marriages that are in the middle of a crossroads because they have children together and they're great parents individually. The kids love them, both mom and dad, but the love is gone between the couple. There's no more fire. There's no more flame. They don't even like each other anymore. What do? Do you walk away, or do you stay in that relationship even though it's toxic for the kids?
You want my opinion?
I definitely want your opinion because I think, everyone has a different idea, and I have a couple of friends that are at this place right now, and I don't want to give them bad advice.
Yeah, the best thing to do is for the parents to set themselves up to be friends, because you're in a co-parenting situation where you're raising kids. So they need to separate if they can't work out the relationship, because a man can be a better father and a mother can be a better mother if they're happy. If she's happy and she don't have him disturbing her peace or whatever, because if he disturb her peace and he's in the house, then she's going to be irritated when it comes to things with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Or the father trying to isolate himself in the basement and to get away from her, and it's just bad for the kids. But if the parents have an opportunity to separate and they get into a good co-parenting situation, then he can be the best father. That don't mean that he can't come over there and everybody watch a movie together, because
But
when
what
the movie
about
goes
that
on,
idea for the kids? You know, the kids, they know mom and dad. And there was a time that the kids saw mom and dad in love and in a relationship. And so how do you break that up and take that away from the kids, because you can't, reconcile your issues?
yeah, communication. You sit down and you explain to the kids that, hey, mommy and daddy relationship is going down a different path, and daddy's going to live over here. So now you're going to have two homes or whatever. You have daddy's home, you have mommy's home. That ain't going to kill them either, because some of the thing that life that they're going to get when they get out there in the real world and deal with life is going to be a lot more harsh than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not trying to desensitize the kids, but you cannot have that kind of bad energy in a house, because I tell you what, the kids pick up on it and they see it and it affect them. So the best
What do you
thing to
think,
do is
Kay?
Yeah.
Special K, you've been married for a very long time and you have children, and I don't know your personal business, but I could assume every day hasn't been rosy.
Hell no. No, not in 26 years. Yeah, I think the older the kids get, like Rick said, that they're going to have to deal with a lot harsher things in life than just parents breaking up. But I do think it's tough to take them out of their bubble of what they thought that their reality was for all these years of having, mom and dad together. And if you can sit down with everybody and just kind of talk it out and put the honest feelings out on the table and let them see that, hey, we don't bring out the best in each other anymore.
Wow.
And so if y'all both want us individually to be happy, this is what we need to do. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be an adjustment. But this is what we need to do in order for us to both individually be happy, because at some point you kind of deserve that. Life ain't promised to be, 60, 70, 80 years. So you don't know how much time you have, and you don't want to spend the time you do have being miserable.
You just gave us a word this morning. Yes, keep going. Keep going.
Hey, Kay, that's real deep. And let me tell you this. You never would think in a million years that your kid's mother go on with her life and get married to someone else, and the guy that she married is just a wonderful, special, awesome, kind person, and you fall in love with him and you love him harder than you love your baby mama. Because I have a situation where this guy is really nice to my kids. He's great. They don't live far. Hey, Rick, I'm going to Walmart. You need something? That kind of relationship and stuff. And that's what it's all about, man. And you love him, and I'm cooking food, and I'm sending my daughter getting ready to go over to her mom's house, and I'm making up a lot of food and packing stuff up and sending it over to my daughter's mother and her awesome husband. And they send a text message, thank you, we enjoying this food, Rick, or I'd be like, hey, y'all come over here and sit down and eat, and you feeding.
Well, that sounds like the ideal situation, Ricky. That's what everybody wants.
Yeah, even it takes years to get there. But you have to be sure that when you leave that relationship that you're done and you over that person, because if you over that person and they're the mother of your kids, you want her to be happy. I'm just speaking from a man's point of view. It's all about what is the big picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What if one of the parents are not willing to have that communication? They just want to say, you know what? I don't like it.
That's what I'm saying. When they're not as mature as Ricky.
Yeah, counseling. Yeah. And that's at that point, Rati, you have to go and sit down and get counseling and get help
and get therapy, because it's not easy, especially those first 2 or 3 years. That hatred and that envy and why you broke up, but once you get past that, you have to get focused on what's in the best interest of the kids. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope somebody that's not mature listening to this, because
that's exactly what I want. I want them to get from this and get from you what you're trying to say is try to find that communication. It's not always going to be easy. It might not happen tomorrow, but keep at it and find that communication so that you can have a co-parenting situation as good as Rickey, where you borrowing sugar from the new husband.
As a matter of fact, Eva, I wrote a book. I did. You can get the book on Amazon. I wrote a book helping men out with how to deal with with their daughter's mother that have not got over the situation. So you can order my book on Amazon.
Oh, perfect. Well, I think I have that book and I read it, but I'm
No, you want to know the name of it? Kay, you want to know the name of it?
What's the name of the book?
Tell that bitch to stay out my baby head.
I didn't read that book. I read the other one with the yellow cup.
Getting it today.
Well, thank you for obliging me, and I hope that we helped out some couples out there.
Hey, Eva, y'all can't sit here and tell me your girlfriend to comb your little girl hair and send her back home with no ringworms and them barrettes and hair bows and them damn pink oil, that pink oil moisturizer is in place. And then the baby mama get jealous and send you a text message and tell that B to stay out my baby head. instead of saying,
no, that's exactly how it's supposed to go.
Tell us. I appreciate that, Eva.
Thank you, Rickey, very much. I know we're laughing, but I'm sure you helped a lot of couples out there.
Absolutely. We got Janai Thornton, financial advisor. Janai Thornton coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Hey, Rickey, good morning. How y'all doing?
We good this morning. Thank you for joining us. Well, the first question I have, what are some of the things that people can do now while they're home to improve their finances?
Well, there's a few things people can do while they're social distancing and can't go to work. So I got about 4 or 5 things I want to share with y'all this morning. Number one, Rickey, first of all, did you hear the good news what all the car insurance companies are doing, offering discounts now?
Oh, no, I haven't heard about that.
So all your leaders, State Farm, Allstate, Progressive, Geico, Farmers, Esurance, Travelers, American Family, all of them are offering discounts from as low as 15% to as high as 25% off of your auto insurance premiums. So, but the cool thing is you don't have to do anything. It's going to be automatically applied to people's bills. So go to your company's website. Just check it out. I'm a State Farm customer. Went to State Farm's website this morning. For example, State Farm is returning over $2 billion to customers.
What?
Yes, absolutely. So again, go to your company's website. You should not have to fill out any paperwork. You shouldn't have to request it. And if I did not list your company, you need to give your company a call or check out their website just to make sure that they're also offering some discounts too. So in addition to that, though, Rickey, what I want people to do is this is a really good time to do a policy review, because everybody's looking to save money right now. So you want to actually talk to your agent and say, hey, what else can I do? What other discounts are available to me right now, whether it's your homeowners, whether it's your renters, and even if you can't pay right now, you definitely want to have those conversations.
Right.
Another thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, so another thing that I wanted to share with folks this morning is this is a really good time to request a lower interest rate on your credit card. So if you've been paying your bill consistently, and particularly if you've been a long-time customer, this is a great time to just request a lower interest rate. So that way, if you do have an outstanding balance, you get that lower rate. Of course, what you have to pay monthly, that's going to come down. So you're going to have to call your credit card company to get that done.
Oh, wow. And now, Janai, what are some of the things that people can do now to save money? And then give me another helpful financial tip that we didn't have last week, because as time goes along, just different developments or whatever. Because people really don't know what to do. A lot of people are out of work. They don't have have any resources. Help us out.
Okay. And so, again, what I've been hearing as it relates to all this stimulus money, people will hopefully begin to see money this week. So, again, if people are waiting, what we talked about before, Ricky, was it is critical that people are asking for help. So that's your creditors, that's your landlord, that's your car insurance company. Anybody who you owe money to, you're literally going to have to ask for help right now. The other thing, too, that I'm suggesting to people, even for people who haven't been laid off or their hours haven't been reduced, but they think that that's potentially coming, this is a good time to run a budget a couple different ways. Know exactly what it takes to live your life and run your life now, but go ahead on and make a plan just in case your hours do get reduced or you do get laid off. That way you can kind of have an idea and you have a plan. It's much easier to make decisions when you have a plan versus just getting caught off guard.
Right. This is just so awesome. And let the people know about, if they can't pay their rent, if they can't make their car note, and let them know again for the people that was not listening last week when you were on, letting them know how to get in contact with your creditors just where it won't. And then the other things that really got me disturbed is that Equifax, just because, people doing credit checks are taking away people points off of their credit score.
Right.
That's crazy.
You know what, though? It is. But you know what, Ricky? Right now, what I'm telling people, of all the things to be worried about right now, I would not be focused on my credit score. If you try to keep a roof over your head and you try to feed your babies and keep your insurance in place, that is a secondary thing. I just want to make sure people know what to do with the money that they have coming in, to prioritize that unemployment. Now, the challenge I've heard with unemployment is obviously states are really behind, and you know that they were offering unemployment for self-employed people. All the states haven't rolled that out yet. So self-employed people are going to have to hold on just a little bit longer and go to your state's website to figure out if they've actually rolled out that part of the program yet. I know some states who haven't even rolled out that extra $600 a week that the federal government is offering as well for unemployment, because you get your state unemployment and you can also get that additional $600 a week. And that $600 a week can mean everything to some people. But again, you're going to have to be patient because you think these state agencies are so far behind. And Ricky, one more thing I want to mention is, when we talked last time, we were talking about the SBA loans. I can't begin to tell you how many of your listeners reached out to me on social media to get clarification. So I want you to know our people are applying for those loans. And you've had several listeners that have already been approved for that Paycheck Protection Program loan. So I want to make sure our business owners are applying for both the Paycheck Protection Program loan and the emergency disaster loan as well. There are two of them, because some people were confused. They were just applying for one. I want to make sure all your listeners are applying for both of them, but they've been reaching out for direction. And again, some of your folks have already been approved, because we want to get our business owners straight as well.
Wow. They must be giving out those stimulus checks in alphabetical order, because we ain't got nothing.
So you ain't seen nothing yet. Unfortunately, in such a hard time, we have to ask people to be patient. And it's hard to be patient when you have bills to pay.
Well, that's crazy, because people was the Republicans were just going crazy. We need smaller government. We need smaller government. How is that working out for you? You see what I'm saying? And you look at some of these other countries, like you go to Canada, somebody applied for something in Canada and had a check in the mail 2 days later. 2 days later.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But Janai, let everybody know how they can reach you.
You can reach me at Janai Thornton. That's JINITHORNTON. So please reach out to me for your questions, and happy to give you any direction right now.
There it is, y'all. Janai Thornton, y'all. Thank you so much. Got your front page coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Morning Show, 27 minutes after the hour. Y'all even got your front page brought to you by
Urban One. Remember, you cannot vote unless you're registered. If you need more information about how, when, and where to vote, please visit newsone.com/vote. Alrighty, good morning. I'm Eva Marcel, like I already said, and here's a look at your headline news. The severe weather that ran through the South yesterday is now headed up the East Coast. At least 7 people in Mississippi and 5 people in Georgia have died as a result of the storms and tornadoes. The U.S. now has more deaths from the coronavirus than any country in the world. Over 22,000 people have died. A new report shows that several people warned the government about the coronavirus for 6 weeks before Trump took any action. The spread of COVID-19 may be leading to a rise in racism around the world. In the U.S., there has been an increase in hate crimes against Asian Americans, while in China, Africans are being blamed for a second wave of the COVID. Many are being barred from restaurants and evicted from their homes just because of it. So sad. Also, the IRS says that the first rounds of stimulus checks are starting to go out. Plus, there are new online portals for people who have not filed their taxes but would like to register to receive a check. All you have to do is go on irs.gov and fill it out. And finally, Walmart has broken down the week's hottest items that people have been buying during the COVID pandemic. So, week 1, everyone was buying hand sanitizers and disinfectants. Week 2, of course, toilet paper. Week 3 and 4, there were spiral hams and baking yeast, thanks to Easter. And now, in week 5, the top purchase is hair dye and hair clippers. Not surprised at all. Alrighty, that was a quick look at your headline news. For more on what's trending, log on to the Rickey Smiley Morningshow.com. Rock T, what's popping in sports, my brother?
I'm about to tell you, player. Well, we got an update from the NBA Horse Challenge. If you guys don't remember how to play horse and pig back in the day in basketball, where somebody does a trick shot and you try to match that trick shot, well, the NBA players and WNBA players got in, and they've been doing this over the weekend. The Final Four is set. You got former NBA great Chauncey Billups. You got Utah Jazz point guard Mike Conley Jr., Chicago Bulls guard Zach LaVine, and Chicago Sky WNBA All-Star Allie Quigley in the Final Four. This will be matched up Thursday, April the 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. And ladies and gentlemen, if you got a drum roll there, Super Dave, if not, no big deal. But the champion and the winner has been selected for Munch Madness Tournament of Champions for breakfast cereals. We announced it on Friday. Frosted Flakes taking on Cinnamon Toast Crunch. All the votes have came in over the weekend, and your champion is Frosted Flakes. Gets 58% of the votes.
You damn right.
Over all the thousands of people that voted, dog. Man, and I got to shout out to like over 2,000 people.
Overwhelmingly.
Not really. I mean, 48% to 42%. So, I mean, it was going neck and neck for most of the time.
Oh, man, I'm about to let them crackheads get on the computer.
But let me shout out to over 2,000 people that actually filled out tournament brackets, man. They filled the bracket from start to finish, man. So, big up. We had fun with that bad boy. Next up, we're going to do either candies or potato chips. Stay tuned.
All right, we need to vote for that. Man. We need to vote for that, right? See, are we gonna do like the lemon head, Boston baked beans? Are we gonna do because potato chips are regional. You know, Baltimore got theirs.
Yes.
You know, Cincinnati got theirs. You know, Alabama, we got Golden Flake. You know, Chicago got their chips.
Lay's,
Ohio.
Right. So I think you might be better off with the candy because everybody sell lemon heads and Boston baked beans and Chico sticks.
Now later.
Yes.
And now later.
All right, so we'll do candies next up. So stay tuned for that one. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. I like that, Roger. I like that, Roger.
Yes, sir. Man. Let's go.
My teeth are getting rotten now.
What you say? Cavity time.
What you know about the old school now later? The old ones, not the new ones.
Old ones.
Why don't you have to talk to somebody that just ate some green now laters in their breath stink?
Oh, yeah, the apple.
The apple. Stop the music, man. Oh, my God. Have a conversation. It tastes great, Roxy, but when they don't sit well with your breath.
It don't. It don't.
Them apple now laters, man. It's like 3 o'clock the bell
with the green apple Jolly Ranchers. Same
the
thing
green
with the
apple, they do that thing in the back of your throat when you do the green one.
Now you ever kiss the girl in high school that just ate a pickle?
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
She done sat on the back of that bus and she done sucked that pickle all the way down and she done ate it. And she finna kiss you before she get off the bus. And you can smell it because she's sitting 2 seats in front of you. You can still smell it. Oh, God. You ever had a chick
put that peppermint in the middle?
Yeah. You ever had a chick?
Rock T.
You don't want to kiss her right after that pickle, though.
Chicago.
You ever had a chick breath so bad that you can still smell her breath and y'all on the highway and you on a motorcycle and both of y'all got helmets on? And you going fast and you doing about 75 and both of y'all got on helmets and you can still smell her breath and y'all on the highway, y'all on 65, y'all on.
Oh my God.
You're like, what? What the what? What the what? Oh, speaking of hot, Brad got the hot spot coming up next.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
Y'all gonna see two people on the motorcycle that ain't gonna be the same today. You gonna think about this right here. What you got, Brad?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat, and this is The Hot Spot, where we bring you music, movies, and more. Well, y'all, the real co-host, Jenny Ma, opened up about falling in love with her fiancé, Jeezy. She said, when I actually sat down on November 28, 2018, the minute we locked eyes, you guys, when I say the minute, it wasn't even a millisecond, and I instantly knew he was special. And then she also, at the end, she had a lot more to say in the middle. But she said, I absolutely, positively know that I couldn't have fallen in love today if I hadn't fallen in love with myself. She said, at the end of the day, you already the one person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, and that's yourself. That's right. So you have to really enjoy who that person is. Now, come on now, Jenny Ma, you preach for that one. Like Gary would say, honey, you pee for that, girl. Okay. All right, moving on, y'all. Unfortunately, I got some bad news. Sister Circle has been canceled after 3 seasons. Yeah, according to the AJC, the company released a statement noting that while there's so many loyal fans of the show has not grown its audience enough to continue. She said, they said our 4 talented, engaging hosts had an uplifting and positive impact on daytime viewers, and we're so proud of our team. So the last episode will air April 24th. So how do
they were so nice to us, and I'm really gonna miss them because they always had us as guests on this show. Yeah. And I just absolutely love and respect them, and I just wish them the best. They'll always bounce back. You know, they always gonna be doing something powerful, positive, awesome sisters, and doing some awesome things. So
that's right.
When one door closed, that's because God got a bigger door for them to walk through, and God will not ever, you can say I said this, God will not bring you this far to leave you. Trust me on that one.
That's right.
Trust me on that one. Some things are just a blessing in the sky. Look at Rashawn Ali. She left the radio show.
Yeah.
And when they syndicated the radio show, they was off of Hot 107.9, and anybody else looking on the outside, looking in, probably thought it was all over there. She ended up on that. And now that she has mastered that, God got something even bigger. So my sisters, Rashawn, everybody on that show, all of y'all.
Selena
Johnson, Braxton.
Yes. Those are personal friends of ours, and we absolutely love them and wish them the best. They are really good people, all of them. Really good people. I'm real close with Selena and stuff. And so we just wish them the best and bigger things to come. Bigger things. Sometimes, Brett, I'm going to shut up after this. Sometimes,
because I'm about to cut you off.
Yeah, even with this coronavirus, sometimes God just got to sit you down and get you in a space where you could be still for a minute.
Yes.
To get you ready for the next blessing, where you can get focused on what He got next for you. Right. One day I'm gonna tell y'all some stories, man, that's gonna motivate you and uplift you, because don't no man or no woman gets to decide that it's over for you. Right. You understand? It's a higher power. And some things are just a blessing in disguise, and some things are just an experience and a stepping stone to help elevate you to the next level. I'm going to shut up after that. Go ahead.
It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, y'all. We'll see y'all in a minute. Chef Boudreaux and Praise Break coming up next.
Morning Show. Okay, I can't sing. Wait.
Bring bringing you quarantine meals. I want y'all to give it up and show your love for the one and only Chef Kurt Boudreaux. What up, man?
How y'all doing? Oh, man, ain't nothing much. How y'all doing?
Man, we doing good this morning, man. Hey, I really look forward to your meals, man, and all of your meals off the chain. You killed it last week. I know you got something good for us today.
Yeah, man, I got a good real Creole dish for you today.
All right.
It's called a smoked red fish coubillon.
Okay.
And you pronounce it like Rocky pronounce my last name. So you spell it the same way, too. But,
okay.
Yeah, man. I got your ingredients for you, man.
How you make it?
We got we start off with your holy trinity, man. 5 roasted tomatoes, tomato paste, tomato sauce, seafood stock, and some parsley. And you start off with your roux. Let it brown like the color of your skin, Ricky. Then you add your seasonings and let that cook down. Put your smoked fish in there. Now, you don't have to smoke your fish. You can go ahead on and just brown it off in the oven if you don't have a smoker.
Okay.
Let that cook down, and 30 minutes before, you put your fish in there. Let it cook down a little bit more. Shut it down. Add your parsley and serve it up over some rice.
Right. And that's it.
That's it, man.
And that's a real simple recipe, man. And you can definitely find it go to Rickey Smiley Official on social media. And what's your personal Facebook page, Boudreaux?
Make sure you follow me on Facebook at Boudreaux's Catering, and on Instagram, Chef_Boudreaux1.
There it is, man. Chef Kurt Boudreaux. Hey, thank you, man.
Oh, man, all the time, baby. You know I got you.
There it is. Chef Kurt Boudreaux right here, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Huh? That's that smoked red fish coubillon. That's Chef Boudreaux right there all day, every day. And I'm going to be bringing these meals to you. As long as I got a mind and think about it, I promise you I'm going to send it to you.